Shalom. All praises, all power, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who teach one of the world, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations and blessings to the Akyam, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth at risk of their own lives through the four corners of the earth. And to the Akwat, listening and learning, sincerity and truth and silence, Shalom. It's your brother Shema from the GMS Toronto camp here in Toronto, here with another lesson. All right, quick hit. You miss a day, you miss a lot. Iranian oil refining company confirms attack on Lavon refinery. Shana reports, right? And this is recent news, breaking news. Right? And this comes on the heel of the news that there's a temporary ceasefire, right? But we know how this devil operates. I don't know what's going on with this. We know how this devil operates, man. You know, he's the deceiver, right? And we know this is the bidding of the elites, right? These ruling class elites, these banking cartels, right? And all roads lead to the MOTB. It says Lavon refinery blaze continues hours after U.S.-Iran ceasefire agreement. Black plumes of smoke from an oil refinery on Iran's Lavon Island were seen after what Iranian authorities stated was an enemy attack on the site. The oil refinery company stated the refinery was hit Wednesday morning. No casualties were immediately reported, right? And, you know, wars and rumors of war, right? The theater of war, that's what's taking place, right? And all roads lead to the MOTB. Right? When that news came out last night, Trump walking back his threats, a 10-day, a 2-week ceasefire, you know, a lot of us in the spirit said, you know, we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what takes place. Right? We'll see where this goes, right? But this is grounds for Iran to retaliate and say, listen, you guys are no good. We're going to close the Hormuz, right? Unknown enemy attack hits Lavon Island refinery as Iran assesses damage. All right, so we read it from the Al Jazeera. Let me get a scripture, right? Because this is a quick hit, breaking news. We'll see where it goes, right? We'll see where it goes. All right, Lord will it cranks up. This is the book of Proverbs 26 and 25, and it reads, when he speaketh fear, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, right? Heart being mind, right? This devil's always got a ulterior motive, man, right? Always an ulterior motive, and it's all about resources, and it's all about ushering in the MOTB, the Revelation 13 verse 16 on down, the grain of rice. Proverbs 26 and 25, when he speaketh fear, right? When he says, hey, we've come to an agreement, 2-week pause, we're going to negotiate a 10-point plan, we want peace, right? Believe him not, right? Can't believe him. For there are 7 abominations in his heart, 7 more acts of wickedness in his mind, right? 7 meaning completion. Right, scripture saying, 2 Thessalonians, nothing too long, quick hit. Right? First Thessalonians 5. Listen, a lot more is going to transpire, man. Right? We can't see them dragging this out for a number of years. They don't got much time. Scripture say they know they have but a short time. They can't kick this can way down the road. They can't kick this can down the road for 6 more years and revisit crisis 6 years from now. They don't got a lot of time, right? They know they have but a short time. Scripture say the devil shall come down having great wrath, for he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Roughly paraphrasing, right? 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, right? You know, it's all about peace. Let's get together on neutral grounds and hash out a 10-point system. And meanwhile, the media is saying, oh, the oil prices, good news, ceasefire, right? Then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape, right? Sudden destruction, right? And right now what we're seeing is the birthing pains, right? Of all hell breaking loose, right? The labor pains, like a woman in child labor, right? And it's only going to get worse. Right? Once again, we'll see where this goes. We'll see if they walk it back and say it was a malfunction of equipment, or will they say it was a T attack? Will they say it's Mossad? We'll see. We'll see. Right? But this diabolical man, this is how he operates, man. Deception. Right? Esau will burn down his own house. Right? And just to lay blame or demonize a particular entity. Right? But we know it's all the will of the Lord. Right? This is the Lord's will. This is the Lord's movie. And however it plays out, right? We're going to keep watching, blowing the trumpet. Right? Verse 4, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 4. But ye, brethren, right, the elect, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Right? The elect are watching. The elect know what's going on. The elect have the eye salve. Right? People out here have no idea what's going on. People out here don't. There's people right now walking this planet who don't know why gas prices are up. And that's the truth. They just think, oh man, what the hell is going on? This is oppressive. But they have no idea what's going on. They don't watch the news. They scroll on TikTok, right? And it's usually folly that they scroll on. They eat packaged foods, processed foods. Right? They line up in the drive-thru every morning to get their syrup and whipped cream on chocolate flavored coffee. They punch in their clock and they do it all again. They go home and they do it all again tomorrow. They go home. They put TV dinner in the microwave. They watch more folly on their TikTok. They wake up in the morning. They do it again. They have no idea what's going on. Zombies, right? But yeah, that's it on that, man. You know, I just wanted to hit it up, quick hit. We'll see where it goes. Pray edified. On to the next one. Shalom.